Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. What is this? What is this chaos on the screen? What do we have here? It can't be. It certainly is another social deduction game. Recently discovered, actually put into my Twitter inbox by Magnasaur. Thank you very much, Magna, for sending me the information about this game. I just purchased it myself on Steam. It's currently in early access. If you like what you see here today, I would suggest checking it out and buying it yourself. I think it was $8, which is not too bad, honestly. Guys, think about it this way: if you're willing to go out to McDonald's, that's $6. Is McDonald's gonna give you more joy than this? Depends on how much you like, a McHamburger burger. Not for me. I think that this any game that occupies more than 5 hours of my time for $8 is a pretty good game. I haven't played this game yet, though. I wanted to give you guys the first impression. You guys know I play a lot of social deduction, so maybe it means something coming from me if I enjoy this or not. But real quick, I'm just going to let you know a little bit of what I've discovered so far about this game, and then we're going to get into the gameplay. If you want to just skip to the gameplay, feel free to do that. They'll be coming up soon. I'll have a link in the description as to when the gameplay actually starts. But let's just talk about the game real quick and what makes it different, even just from this screen and a couple other screens that we'll see from a lot of the other games that we actually have played before on this channel. So first of all, what you'll notice is that you can join hosted games, which is pretty cool. It means it's like a lobby system, as like an actual server lobby system. You can host your own games with your own builds, and then people can join them based upon what they see in what's called in this game a deck. You build your deck. I don't know what rules there are for what kind of decks you can build with different kind of roles, and I'll show you the roles in just a second. There's a ton of different roles. They call them cards here, but really it plays just like a social deduction game in that way. You can quick play. You join the next open game. I guess if you're not looking for a particular style, it doesn't seem like there is a ranked practice or a coven all-any in that way. You build the game up with the roles that you want, and that seems really appealing to me. It means that there's a lot of versatility in a game like this that will allow you to kind of maybe branch out into new things. Now, we're actually going to play the tutorial today, because quick play is still in development, and I waited for a little while, and I don't think there's enough players yet in the game to actually do this. If you guys like what you see here and you want to test this out with me, you guys know what my Discord is, or at least you should know what my Discord is. You'll see me on Twitch, of course, and you can always come into the Discord and hang out with us, and we can put games together if we're having a hard time getting enough people currently going. But right now, I am the only person online. And that's not unusual for a game that hasn't gotten any real, I don't know, breaks, I guess. And if this is a good game, if we like this tutorial, then maybe we can give it a break ourselves, and we can be part of the new community for this game. So anyway, the tutorial, you get to play against the AI and learn the basics. That's what we're going to do today. But what I really want to talk to you guys about is this system here. There's a whole bunch of other decks that have already been made. That they're named Vampire Blood, Wendigo, Howling. That sounds like a pretty interesting one. Blindsided. Interesting. The town's strong investigative powers are thrown into chaos by various effects, creating an intense game full of wild bluffs and complex theories. I like this. I like the versatility. Hopefully you can see just by this the different amount of things that you can actually do with a game like this. I'm not sure exactly how many players are required, how many players are going to be required or necessary. Let's real quickly look into the rules. We're not going to go very much into this other than just to show you guys basically the extent of which this game has been worked on so far. Talks about the day phase, talks about the night phase. We know a lot about this stuff already just by nature of playing games similar to this. Now, the cards. This is the important part. I think they said that there's over 200 current roles. That's a lot. That's a lot of roles. That means that there's a lot of stuff to learn. It may be really, really hard to actually become good at this game over a broad spectrum, but perhaps you could be really good at certain types of games and certain styles of games in this. And the reason, or the good stuff about having over 200 roles means that the game may never be the same twice. Switching at a single role could probably change a lot in a game such as this, and I'm not going to go over all the different games. Once per game, you can protect all players or all the different roles. All players but yourself, any characters attacked will be announced. The Wendigo, a wolf attacker. Well, these are wolf killers, special town support, town spot. Okay, so you can see the extent that they currently have. House rules. Oh, this is cool. Cards are not revealed during lynching. What? This is amazing. I didn't even notice. I didn't even see these over here. Allows all wolf support roles to hunt and become active threats. So you can change the game with the simple house rule. Allows the host to have a non-player character. Ooh, so the host... What does that even mean? Does it mean the host be the AI, or the host just sits there and kind of observes? That could be fun. I like that. So there's a lot of different, different kind of roles and abilities here. And if you don't think that this is enough, if this isn't enough versatility here for you, then they're doing something that I really wish games like Town of Salem would have implemented a long, long time ago. And that is they're going to have community support, workshop support on Steam. That's what they say. That's what they say, workshop support on Steam. What does that mean to me? That means at least the potential for getting your own roles in the game and testing them in a deck of your choosing and your building. And that sounds to me like an amazing time. If you can't tell that I'm hyped about this game and I haven't even played it yet, then you're misreading what I'm talking about. And we're going to get into the tutorial here. Like I said, I haven't played this yet. I don't know how good the AIs are going to be. I don't know if they're going to be much fun at all. But with only me on, I can't bring you to a player game. You have to tell me in the comments section, is this a game you're interested in? Is this a game you want to see on the channel? If it is, maybe I'll buy 10 copies of it and give it out to members of our community in the Discord or Twitch subscribers or something like that, so that we can get some games going. If you like it, you gotta let me know though, so we can get to work on making this game a little bit more mainstream. Now, it's currently early access, comes out in full access on October 31st, Halloween. You'll be seeing this a few days before then, I think. So without any further ado, let's learn about the game basics. Let's play against the AI, and you guys, you let me know if this has anything for you. Social deduction games, you know this is where you go for them. This channel has a lot of social deduction games. I'd love to add on another good one. Let's see how we're gonna go through it. Oh, nice, nice. Different demos, different tutorials. Cool. Ooh, changing demo. Be aware, not everybody ends the game with the same role. We're gonna have to go with first play, okay? Because I want to get a feel for this game. I want you guys to get a feel for this game, and I want us to kind of determine together as a group if this is something that we're interested in. Direwolf, guys. Let's go on. Let's see it. Direwolf tutorial. Okay. Welcome to Direwolf, a game about deduction, lies, and deception. Well, we're aware of those things. We've lived in that world for the last 6 years that I've been recording Town of Salem. You will travel to a small medieval town that has been experiencing some gruesome attacks every night, and they believe it to be the work of werewolves. So, in case you didn't know, Town of Salem is actually originally based off of a game called Werewolf, and it's also in later times called Mafia. But I think it was actually originated in Russia as a party game called Werewolf, and the social deduction kind of genre that is now Secret Hitler and Town of Salem and Mine Night and all this stuff became from a pretty humble beginning of people sitting around in a circle, taking turns closing their eyes and tapping on their desk, making noises as the spoon falls off my peanut butter jar. Oops. That was the humble beginnings of social deductions. And man, I really wish that social deduction was a bigger genre than it is now. All these BRs out there and stuff, they're great, but man, when you can just wrap somebody's mind around itself and win a impossible game with your skills as a deceiver, I suppose, your ability to manipulate the world and the thoughts of people's around you, it's such a great time. So this is the game lobby where you can meet your fellow players before the game starts. Since we'll be playing against real players this time, they're all ready for you. Okay, I don't think we are playing against real players. I don't know. I think they meant not playing against real players. So let's see. Offering. Use this to triple your chance of becoming the Traveler. Okay, so you obviously can maybe, I don't know if purchase or what. Like I said, this is a $8 game. But it seems like there's some sort of offering. Maybe increases your chance of becoming certain things. They're probably doing this in the tutorial to give us a role that has an ability. So these guys are just villagers, okay? So if you're lynched, target player will receive a negative vote for the rest of the game. Interesting. So, the town villager is kind of like a just normal townie in the game of Werewolf. They don't have any particular powers. Here, they do actually have one. If you're a lynched, target player will receive a negative vote for the rest of the game. So, if somebody lynches you, you can negate one of their votes, it seems. For the rest of the game, it seems kind of powerful, though. I have to see how this ends up. They have an estimated card balance. This is pretty interesting. A rough estimate of the faction balance in this deck. The more balanced decks, the higher the rewards for all playing participants. Data is based on average player statistics. Interesting. Okay. I like that. I like that. Our hero arrives in a small hillside village to find an angry mob has gathered in the town square. So what they've... Let's go back to this real quick. And I'm going to talk so much, okay? And I apologize if you're only here for gameplay, and I understand if you're only here for gameplay, but it's important to me that I know what this game is about, and I think it's important for me that you guys know what the social deduction game is about, what makes it different, what I like and what I don't like, and you can make a decision if this is interesting to you. So what I like about the card balance here is that if you make an unbalanced game, it will reward the people who are fighting on the side that is weaker by giving them more rewards, whatever that might be. I don't know what the reward system is in this game yet, but so if you're playing and you have a really low chance of winning, if your team is weak, you'll get more rewards if you win. I like that. But by giving an estimated balance here, it's going to allow people who want to make balanced decks have a little bit easier chance of making that. I like that. Oh, I didn't even see what this traveler does. Start the game revealed. Okay. This is the game deck. It contains a card for every player, and you'll become the role of the card you pick. The blue cards belong to the town, the good guys of the story. The red cards belong to the wolf team, who will try to eliminate the town. Not a problem. Okay. So it looks like I don't know what it is that it's just showing me, I think. Each night all werewolves wake up and decide a player to attack. Correct. Yep. Once the deck has been shown to all players, the cards are shuffled, and you draw a single card from the deck. This card becomes your role and defines how you can win, which team you are on, and what your abilities of the game are. You bet. Shuffle the cards. We choose the Traveler. We're not surprised. We had an offering, and I'm pretty sure the game just gives us the Traveler anyway, because it's not a vanilla villager role. Okay. This is the debate phase. The core phase is social interaction. During the phase, all players can discuss the current situation and try to figure out who is lying. It all culminates in one of the players being eliminated from the game, which we call the lynching. But before a player can be lynched, a nomination of that player has to take place. Okay. This is a little bit in my way, but that's okay. Once a handful of players are nominated, all players can vote on the player they distrust the most. Sounds good. And remember, as a traveler, you are on the town team, together with most of these players. Yep. Majority versus the minority. The non-knowing majority against the uninformed majority against the informed minority is how this game is played generally. That's why you need to have more good guys and evil. You need the voting power to be on the side of the good guys, but they don't know each other. That's always basically how this game is made. And remember, as travel, wait, what? Your mission is to find and lynch the werewolf before it kills you all. Good luck. Okay, so it kills everybody each night, right? So in theory, don't we only have like one miss lynch? And then somebody dies tonight, and we have to make the decision tomorrow. So Pierce says, let's get those werewolves. Okay. Let's see how we do. Claims. I guess we just asked for claims right off the bat. Let's see what they're going to give us here. Because I'm pretty sure these are all AIs. I don't know if they can actually talk about something. Well met. This is Embry call. I sus Embry. No, actually, if these were people, I would sus Pierce right now more than anybody else. Nobody says, let's get these darn werewolves, all right? Come on. That's not how people act when they're town. Not at all. Okay. So apparently the traveler, let's look at our card. Oh. Let's see. I didn't see what happened here. I suppose there was a timer, maybe? Or did I accidentally start voting somebody? I was looking for my card. Let's see. Andy nominates Coach Ferratu. Pierce nominates Embry. Coach Ferratu says I should not be up here. Do I get a nominate as well? Okay, so these are people that nominated. They nominated Embry. They nominated Coach Ferratu. Okay. Like I said, playing against AI may not be a very easy way of determining what's going on here. Might it not be? So my card's revealed. I think that's what's going on right there. Is that my card is already revealed here. So, I nominate somebody too? I nominated Pierce. You just nominated a villager. Okay. Now, how do I know that? I don't know. Next round. Defense. Only the nominated players may speak during the defense round. That makes sense. But it's hard to even tell necessarily who's been nominated. Embry says, don't kill me, I'm innocent. Coach Ferratu says, not like this. I would not lynch our villager, and neither should you, says Pierce. Now, why did it say you just nominated a villager? Question mark. Oh, Pierce said that. Okay. I will not lynch our villager, and neither should you. We have multiple villagers. Now, there doesn't seem to be a reason to distrust or not distrust him at the time. Like I said, this is AI, so really what can you say? So, where's the voting? So these are our voting. Players cast their vote. Okay, so everybody nominated actually has... That is interesting. So everybody that is nominating actually seems to be able to be voted for here. So I can vote for any of the people voted for, or I can abstain. Let's abstain. I feel like information is powerful here. Pierce got 3 votes and gets killed right there. So it looks like everybody voted for Pierce. I didn't. I abstained. Pierce is dead, and I'm assuming he was a villager. Yep, revealed. Nominated by Embry. Voted for... Embry voted for Andy, and Coach did as well. And there is their card. I like the cards in the background thing. I do like that. So right now, voting to kill is the werewolf. And I suppose it could be me that is killed, correct? Now, why does Andy have +1? I'm not sure what that means. So this shows the people who voted on killing them. I like that. And it shows their who nominated them over there. Okay. Voted for. Okay, so now again, this is early access, so I'm not sure exactly how much of this is completed or not. We're just trying to get a feeling of what's going on here. So round 2 next morning. Okay. Andy nominated Embry. I think that the play here is that we're supposed to... I mean, I can't nominate Embry here, huh? Oh, he's already been nominated. I think I would probably nominate him as well. But let's go for ooh. Pierce curses Andy with +1. All right. So I'm not exactly sure why. Is it 3 people can be nominated and anybody can nominate? Is that what it is? Because that'd be pretty interesting. All right. So Andy nominated Embry. Bad move, buddy. I'm the villager. Please don't lynch me. Coach Fratu nominated Andy as well. And Embry nominated Coach Ferratu. Okay. So they debate. So Andy gets +1 vote. I thought that it was -1 vote. So Andy says, "Spare me. I think it's best I remain quiet. Don't lynch me. I have the power that I can use to save the town later." Well, that's obviously a lie, right? Because we don't have any sort of result that would do that. So that's quite obviously a lie there. All right, next round, voting. I will vote for Embry. So I raise my hand up and I say I'm voting for Embry. Embry got 2 votes. Coach Fratu got 1 vote. Okay. So there's a recount? Oh. I vote again. Interesting. And we lynched the werewolf. Okay, I like it. So let's talk about what it is here. Obviously, against the AI, there's not a lot of social deduction that can actually be done, with the exception of the fact that they had Embry start the vote, so they're indicating that could be evil. They had Embry claim that they could save the town later on, when obviously we could see the cards over here. That wasn't the case. Let's not talk about the social deduction aspect of this right now, even though it's a social deduction game, because it's just me. And how do you really social deduct against AI? The question that I have for you guys is, do you think this game has something to it? Is this game worth us as a community, putting some time into and trying to get some let's call it exposure for it to a wider audience? Does this game have a chance of pulling your attention? Let's talk about what it is we saw here as a social deduction game, what we liked and what we didn't like. Okay, so the chat, from a visual standpoint, the game looks okay. I like the cards in the background. I really like this. I like how it tells you, it highlights things that happened and the day that they happened, and you mouse over them and you can see it. It obviously doesn't have everything available, voted for. It doesn't have the voted for, the day 2. Maybe that's because it hasn't happened yet. It doesn't have day 1 voted for. It does have day 1. I didn't vote day 1. I didn't. So I like that. I like the summary of things that people have done up there. It adds an amount of accountability, but it also helps with you being able to kind of better piece together the puzzle. And in a social deduction game, it's all about that stuff, right? It's all about putting the puzzle together. I like that. You have filters here. Ask for more time. Anonymous at night. Okay. Toggle chat size. Well, okay. That's just like bring it up or not. Notebook. What does that do? Gather notes from the game about your fellow players. What do I do? I can type next to them? Ah, I like that. I like that. A little bit of order. A little bit of order. Now, there's no will here, right? So wills are gone. This is... in a game like this, I don't mind that there's no will. It's more about reading what people say and the actions that they claim to make rather than just copy and pasting your will with your night actions. I like that here. Okay. Let's see what else we can tell about this game, though. What was this over here? Emotes. Cool. They're just cute. All right, I have no problem with that. That's not really a plus. It's not really a minus. It's a neutral. So I really like the summary of actions from the days previous. I like the cards over here that can tell you what it is that that something does. I really like games now. I think all of them allow it, but it wasn't always the case. I really like how these social deduction games are allowing you to refresh your memory as you go along with what a roll does. It's really nice to have that there. Of course, the little mechanics are not going to be everywhere, but it is pretty cool to have that. So the art style, like I said, is pretty good. It's pretty standard. There's nothing too special about it at this time, but what else do you really expect from a game that is based off of something that's been done and is pretty well done in this way? Okay. I liked it. I liked the revote. I like the fact that anybody can nominate and you can vote for any one of those nominations. Now, what does this mean? This means that you can swing votes very quickly in a matter of seconds with this type of stuff. So you can have an evil person nominated, and the evil person can split the votes among a couple other suspicious people rather than just everybody yes or knowing one person. I like that a lot. I really like the nomination factor here. I really like the voting factor here. You vote for one person, but you can not it looks like up to 3 people can be nominated. I don't know if there is a hard stuck rule on that or not, but I like that quite a bit. There was a revote, I think, because what was we have a recount round between the tied players. There was a draw. Now, I don't know quite why there was a draw, if there was somebody had not voted or not. I'd have to go back in the video to see that. So, but that's interesting that there can be a draw, and when there's a draw, there's a revote. That makes a lot of sense to me. And it sounds like a good way, it's a good way for evils to kind of be able to catch up with other evils. If there's a revote and an evil voted against their own player because they were trying to not appear suspicious, but there was a tie, then maybe they get bold and they vote for the other person in the next round. Of course, that could then be very suspicious, especially when they're an innocent boyo. I like it, guys. I think there's some pressure. I think there's some good amount of opportunities here. So, what are we doing now? Is there another tutorial?
3, 2, 1.
Different bots. Ooh, villager. Okay, and traveler. I think it's just a replay here of what we saw last time. So, okay, cool. Round 2, I suppose. Maybe you keep going, and maybe sometimes people are a little bit harder to find than others. Obviously, anybody voting for the traveler would be evil in this case. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? I think you've seen what you needed to see here. There's daily quests and stuff like that. I like that when the game has Berserker, etc., etc. Right now, there's nobody playing, and that's the problem. If you like what you see here, and you want to support another social deduction game, let me know in the comments section if there's a demand for this. If people want to see this game played with real people on our homemade decks, then let me know in the comments section, and I'll go ahead and start myself supporting this this game. And maybe if you're interested, you might consider supporting the game as well with the purchase of your own. And if there's enough people who want to try out this game in earnest, let's do it, guys. Let's give this a go. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Much love and peace out.